Well, hello. How's it going? This is Ali from the AI Enthusiast Guys, and today we're going to continue Lecture 3 in our QA question answering series. So the last time we talked about using basically a sequence-to-sequence model, and I had a notebook open and I showed how to basically do abstractive, aka open generative question answering. So the first thing I'm going to do right here on the bottom, I'm just going to go and activate my env, and now I'm there. And of course, when you download the GitHub repository, you will see the directions in the README. Just follow those. Okay, so the first thing is first, I'm going to do the imports. Okay, and I'm letting Copilot help me out a little bit here. The next thing is I'm just going to import the model. So we're going to be using the Bart ELI5. Explain it to me like I'm 5. And then from here, we're going to provide a question and we're going to provide a background information string. Now, inside of here, my question is going to be, when was the Bart model introduced? And then from there, I'm just going to go ahead and ask that question. So you can see it's already giving me a recommendation, but yes, you're going to provide the pipeline with the model type. And then from there, the tokenizer, which is just going to be the same thing, the model name. And then you're going to get your model returned. I can then use this to do the question answer. Okay, so now that you have this will return the result. And that's it pretty much. So now that's the structure. You provide your background, you provide the question, you get the model, and then finally you use the model. So we're actually not going to run this example. This was just to show you how quickly you can get started with this application. I'm going to go ahead and now show you the code for Lecture 3. So we have the exact same 3 files as we did in Lecture 2. I just copied them over. Print utils is for printing. It's a very small file. And then text extractor is extracting text from PDFs. So the main thing that we've changed is the only thing we've changed is main.py. All of this stays the same. Step 1, which is getting the files in our sample resumes folder. Then step 2, we're extracting the text from those files. Finally, step 3 is we're initializing the model. So you can see now where we made the change, we've made it a different model. And we're using text-to-text generation. This is the task that we want to do. Providing that to the pipeline function of the transformers library that Hugging Face has developed. And so then from here, you can see the get answer. Now we're actually using this sequence-to-sequence QA model. And then we have the same structure that we provided in our IPython notebook, numbeams, etc. And then temperature is 0.5. And then everything else stays the same because we're just calling on get answer. We're looping through each of the files that we have on line 49. And then we start time just to see how long this takes. We ask the question on line 54, like we provide that in the get answer function, and then we provide the background, which is the file text contents. And then from there, we will then get the answer, and then we'll get the end time. Now, key thing here, guys, is I tried a bunch of questions, and the ones that, like this question actually seemed to get good results. So you can see prompt engineering is a real thing, especially now that we're not doing extractive QA. Even with extractive QA, it's very important. But now over here, you can see I'm a recruiter. That's what we're telling the model. And then in the context section, there's a resume belonging to John. And so what kind of job is John most suitable for? And I said first I had random person. That didn't give me such good results. But having John and then allowing the model to reference John, it actually made it a little bit easier. And then giving the model like a particular role to play, that helped a lot. So yeah, this, and then let's go ahead and see if we can run this and get some good results. So I'm going to go back up here. ls, we do python main.py. We're already in our environment. Let's go ahead and run that. And it's going to take some time. It's a very large model, or larger model, 1.6 gigabytes. Takes some time to download, and then it takes some time to run this. I only have a CPU on my machine. So yeah, let's give it some time. So I guess resume 8, they're suitable for a software engineering position. And we can see how they have a computer information systems degree, and then professional experience. They've done some work with computers. So it's not far off to say maybe software engineering is a good role for them. Yeah, and then it says he is not qualified for a job in a job in a job in a job. Just goes on repeatedly. So you can see how this, it's not perfect, but at the same time, it is understanding the contents of the text and it's building off of it. So yeah, that is generative QA, or like particularly in specific, we call it open generative QA. Go ahead and try to run this on your own. In the next video, we're going to be covering, we're going to start looking into vector databases and how we can store embeddings. So I'll go into why we need to do this, because now we're going to go into like actual application development. Like how do we make something useful for customers off of these concepts? So these are just conceptual examples. We'll have to now worry about software like architecture and how we can scale things, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, stay tuned for that and take care.